We ready. We ready for ya. We ready. We ready. We ready for ya. We ready. We ready. We ready for ya. Wagwan my side, wagwan my side. You know, today I'm a bit late, if we can say that. But you know, I have to rock out with my sister a little bit. Big up on Isabel Rhodes. You guys need to go check out that conversation that we had earlier about Nara and among other things regarding the government of Jamaica. Yes, man. Yes, man. Let me see. You can turn on this. Turn on my camera. Yeah, man. I can turn on my camera, man. Where there? Oh, see that? Alright, let me just flick this up a little bit. That's it. Walk on my side. Walk on. Pick up on yourself now. Going on some little thing. No, after this too, no. Welcome. Blessings. Respect our manners. Please follow me on all platforms. You can see them right there on the screen. Alright, you never know where I'll be. Sometime last night, I was on live on Bolo TBV for what? 12 hours early this morning. Going through some throwback videos with Andre Stevens. Splash Digi where I deal with. You know, I'm open up the phone lines them if you don't want to call in, you know. Cause me I tell you say Splash Digi, the man mentioned a thing with the pepper over so. And it spark a conversation. Want to big up Splash Digi, you know. The man mentioned a thing about the pepper situation in Canada and how Jamaica actually lose just in time, bro, on the bus heading home. That is it. That is it. Hold on, let me set up the computer. Let me set up the computer. Right now, so this is going right now, I don't need to do. I don't need to use nothing else but the headphone. I don't need to use nothing else but the headphone right now. So that gonna make things better. Way better in terms of the communication. So we can talk easy and cheesy, isn't it? And we'll get a little piece of something right there. When we get the light them. Why? So how we are gonna do? Nice and cool one. Hold on the my side. Yeah, forward. Yeah, forward. Let me set up this thing. First and foremost, let me get the WhatsApp ready on the computer. So people can call in. Yes, my side. Like and share up the live and make them know over there, yeah? That is it. Let me get just in case we don't see what going no chat. Can do it right there, so on the side while not doing that. Perfect. Awesome. Alright, so WhatsApp. Connect. Link. Yes, link devices. Laptop gaming, login. Alright. Boom. That a code. See if this will work. Never use no jack in this thing. First time I use a jack in there. Turn off the Bluetooth. I don't want to echo microphone. But now you're not, this. Turn off this out. Put it over there, sir. When I use the right jack, problem, you know. All right, wonderful. Me up on the rear. Up on the rear. Put that speaker your west. All right. Kind of more free up now in terms of the call DJ now. Let me tell you what go on my side. Let me tell you what's going on. Let me notice. Yeah? Yeah, you hear me? Yo. Yo. Nah, how are this? Nah, you want to my headphone. How am I going to say? Come on, like, hold on, my brother. Audio. Microphone, that is so. I don't know if them are here, but me not here. Talking about.
Yeah, hear me.
Oh, me I hear now. You hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear a long
All
time.
right, that is it, my general. That is it. We just we have to figure out the thing. Yeah, man. So people now hear splash DJ. If you now hear splash DJ, let me know, please. And thanks. And comments.
Check.
My check. 1 2 1 2. When I hear splash DJ, put a one in the chat if you not hear it.
Check.
Play it hot enough. So with the nice place, splash DJ background kind of nice still, but glad seeing there.
Yeah, man, I was on the bus. Very more. I want party, one next party. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hold on, let me just line this up. Let me see. People are supposed to can hear. Yeah, background noise is bad enough, but the people can hear him still. All right, DJ, you ready now?
Yeah, man, anytime I'm ready.
All right. So more you tell the people them want go on my brother with the situation where you there. See, in terms of oh, in terms of pepper, the access to pepper coming from Jamaica.
Well, I just have been telling you, Bolo, that the team moving forward, I know in the past. So right now, Andrew on the camp like a player catch up.
Me not hear him. Everything gone blank. Still not here. Everything connect. People not hear me. What's going on? Me forget them thing alright tonight. Me coming like me out of hear myself, but when I hear Splash DJ. That kind of weird. But Splash DJ I'm muted. And that it I tell me say I'm muted. That it I tell me say, and then my camera stop work. Camera stop work 100%. That is bad. Devil is a liar. People them a hear me though, I'm sure about that. But them not hear Splash DJ. Can't see the volume indicator show say them not hear. Yo. Ryan Campbell, what's up, bro? Big salute, big salute. Let me try it again. Activate. Ah, there it is. Camera working out. Camera working out. Richard Wagwan, bless up yourself. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback. Let me just stop that recording because that now work. And let me see if we are getting somewhere now. It's it's not even ringing. The speaker is using another app. Why is it telling me that, bro? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. WhatsApp could not find a connected audio device. Connect the audio device to your computer. What do you mean? What do you mean connect the audio device to your computer? Oh, what is man? No Bluetooth is on. So I shouldn't be seeing no foolishness like that. I try this one more time. Try this one more time. Why? Nah, yeah, bro. Yeah, when I come off I bus. See Jam, Wagwan, see Jam. Big up, you know. Anyway, let me see if it worked for somebody else. Let me see if I play something if it work. I haven't really used the headphone on here. Come like everything stop work now. What said? What is internet stop work? Why this a buffer so? Me just refresh it. Wow. Hey, then D-Money I work hard, you know, man. Yeah, una hear me, right? But me nah, it's like the internet stop work, but it a work. Me not understand how I go on, so me not tell no lie. Lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. Hold up, man. This is wild. This is actually wild. The audio is good though, but the picture start work. But if the audio good, we're not supposed to have no problem with this. Yeah, I'm not supposed to have any problems with this. Audio in. So I'm gonna talk about now. Yo, nothing now work, bro. Kind of confused right now, no? No, if it's true, I don't understand what going on, so. All of the volumes them up. What about the settings? First time trying to use that. Look at time when I want to interact with the people, them. At this one. Alright, let me turn up. Yeah, me know so now hear me now. But the audio that I'm playing on the computer, I'm not hearing it. That's a fundamental problem. And I'm sure you're not hearing it either. You get me? Alright, so I'm gonna go up on YouTube now. I'm not showing. Alright, so let me share the screen. Just go up on a random video, see? I'm supposed to be hearing it in my headphones. Alright? Alright, so let me. This was ABR live. Look on the internet a buffer. Internet now move. What the hell is going on, bro? What the hell is going on? Let me try play this. Let me see if Una hear it. No. Una not hear it. The desktop audio gone. Rotted. This is one mystery. Let me go to the hardware of the computer and see what's going on here, man. Accessibility. Oh my days, bro. Only give me a second on my side. I'm literally playing the audio right now and it's not playing. Yo, what? Me can't even hear it in my headphone. Not even in my headphone, me not hear it. All me hear, well, me hear myself, no. All me hear is 1 second there, man. Let me try this plug. And them something as sensitive body now. See if that plug here, alright. But it can't be just the plug because Can't be just the plug. It has to be some hardware situation going on. Bluetooth and devices. See? Mouse, mobile device, printer, scanner. Systems, sound.
Embarrassing. We need some milk. Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Yo. So now I'm hearing the sound. You guys was hearing the sound a while ago from the desktop?
She said greenwashing. What is greenwashing? Ladies and gentlemen, greenwashing is the deceptive marketing tactic of portraying a company, product, or service as more environmentally friendly than it actually is, to capitalize on eco-conscious consumer demand. It involves misleading labels and vague language. Oh, she calling you a deceiver, sir. We gonna play the...
An appeal must prove that the judges are wrong on either the facts or the law. In this case, it would also have to prove that the government's own experts are also wrong. The Honorable Prime Minister needs to stop telling us that he cares about the environment and how much the government is doing to protect the environment. If his actions are the opposite of his words, that is called greenwashing.
Deception, ladies and gentlemen. Greenwashing. Greenwashing is the deceptive marketing tactic of portraying a company, which is the JLP, of being more environmentally friendly than it actually is, capitalizing on the eco-conscious consumer demand. Andrew Owens, an environmentalist, has found you to be a deceiver. Eli. What that song they go?
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Boy, I tell you, boy, hey Andrew, listen, I can't even make this up, man. You are getting exposed out here, man. It is a beautiful thing when people start opening up their eyes. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, my Jamaican people, y'all gotta stick around for this one. Shout out to the environmentalist, Miss Wendy Lee. She just exposed the Prime Minister. Real talk. I ain't capping.
No, right.
Turbed.
An appeal must prove that the judges are wrong on either the facts or the law. In this case, it would also have to prove that the government's own experts are also wrong. The Honorable Prime Minister...
I figured it out, y'all. I figured it out. What? I'm like, what is going on, bro? So we good now, ladies and gentlemen. I can hear you. Now I can call back Splash Digi. So, yeah, you guys can call in. Let me put the number up. I think I got the number. Oh, yeah, here it is. There's the number right there. For those that are watching and you want to call in on the WhatsApp. All right, so let me just set the purpose right here. Today, World Cup. So the World Cup to me is the perfect time for the global elites. And let me tell you why. With all that is happening in our world right now, all the pressures in life, the World Cup is going to become a massive distraction. A gigantic distraction for some. You understand? It is going to help some to momentarily forget about all the trouble that is facing the world currently. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, what I want to say to my Jamaican people, we are not in the World Cup. We're not in the World Cup. Do not be distracted. All right? Do not be distracted, ladies and gentlemen. We are not in the World Cup. All right? That I really need us to let that sink in. All the football fanatics, listen, I know all about it. I was a sport fanatic at one point. I had to walk away from it because I saw, one, it consumed too much of my time, and two, that made it a huge distraction. You understand? A huge distraction. So I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm going to leave this alone. Right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, our good brother, our very good brother, Colin Bell, broke the news of what's actually going on in this space and what it meant. And I would be remiss if I didn't come on here and talk about it. And it's going to tie into what Splash DJ was actually talking about in terms of the government dropping the ball with pepper production. Right? Because Canada loves our pepper. And I would see it as something of some emergency for us to capitalize on that particular reality. Right? But, you know, I don't see where Andrew Wallace and Floyd Green has done that. No, Floyd Green is not the main person, right? He's not. Let's just be clear. All of this would fall on Andrew Wallace in terms of him doing what is required to make the moves that is required. You know, when me Floyd Green, as much as I'm not a fan of Floyd Green, let's look at it objectively. What could Floyd Green really do? What could he really do? You know, the Ministry of Finance is run through Andrew Wallace. Everybody knows that Andrew Wallace is the Minister of Finance. Andrew Wallace is the Minister of Agriculture. Andrew Wallace is the Minister of everything. And if you don't believe me, look at the Naira bill. He's not just the Minister of everything. He is the agency head for every agency now. Every one of them. So let me just find Colin Bell right here. Colin Bell. The Colin Bell Show. Man, I've never seen Colin Bell so upset, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Never seen Colin Bell so upset. Real talk.
You see, it is the same thing we're talking about. Oh, you did? Yes, God. Bamboozling the people of Jamaica. A lot of them are on social media. A lot of them are on TikTok. And they gang up and try to... Yes.
Rev up the summer. GWM pull up with gas tank full up. Rev up the summer.
It tells the people of Jamaica the truth from time to time. But you have to have understanding to see it. And you see, the Bible no lie, you know. The Bible no lie. It tell you that you must seek whatever you want to seek and get whatever you want to get. But in all you're getting, get understanding. And I am now convinced that what a lot of Jamaicans don't have is understanding. Plus, they are surrogates and people who are paid to be out there bamboozling the people of Jamaica. A lot of them are on social media. A lot of them are on TikTok. And they gang up and try to bamboozle the people of Jamaica.
All of them. It don't matter
We
if
have
you
to be
Diddy
careful.
or whoever you is.
We have to be
TGJ,
very
any of them.
careful.
All lies
You
will
see,
be exposed. That's
there are
all.
some things, you know,
And anyone
that,
who takes
as we
that the
say,
wrong way, know why they
you
take it
can't
the
hide
wrong
it.
way.
The truth
The truth is
will
the
have to
light.
come out. And when it come out, it takes people like I and I, Ralston Iman, my brethren Conrad O'Brien, people who are critical thinkers. Andre Stevens, big up yourself. Bolo, big up yourself. People who are critical thinkers, who are willing to come forward and say the things them that needs to be said. Don't have convinced, get understanding. Your Bible no lie. It tell you that you must seek whatever you want to seek and get whatever you want to get. But in all you're getting, get understanding. And I am now convinced that what a lot of Jamaicans don't have is understanding. Plus, they are surrogates and people who are paid to be out there bamboozling the people of Jamaica. A lot of them are on social media. A lot of them are on TikTok. And they gang up and try to bamboozle the people of Jamaica.
Yes, Saturday, I don't know about that one, you know. I don't know about that one. That must be an old thing.
We have to be careful. We have to be very careful. You see, there are some things, you know, that, as we say, you can't hide it. The truth will have to come out. And when it come out, it takes people like I and I, Ralston Iman, my brethren Conrad O'Brien, people who are critical thinkers. Andre Stevens, big up yourself. Bolo, big up yourself. People who are critical thinkers, who are willing to come forward.
Big up yourself, Colin Bell. Thanks for the shout out, bro. Thanks for the shout out and big up yourself, bro.
And say the things them that needs to be said. And therefore, we have to be consistent. And we have to make certain that we don't get caught up with those people, you know. We have to make sure. And we have to stay away from them and sterilize everything. Because them not easy. They don't have information. Them don't know a lot of things. But they are out there speaking like they are authority. Speaking like they are past. Like they have their authority on some of the things. And we know them not have a clue. But my people, normally when I come on, I repeat the Psalms that says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." And if you understand what that means. But I come into the callers. But before I go to the callers, Standing Finance Committee was today. Listen to the governor of the Bank of Jamaica.
The extent of damage to critical oil and gas infrastructure in several Middle Eastern countries. Recovery is anticipated to take several months or maybe even years. Against this background, over the June and September 2026 quarters, domestic inflation is forecast to trend upward from 4.3% at April 2026 and is projected to breach the upper limit of the bank's target range of 4 to 6%. This will be mainly driven by supply and cost pressures, including increased energy and transport-related inflation resulting from rising crude prices. And secondly, the second or latter impact of higher energy-related inflation on the prices of other goods and services.
The BOJ governor admitted that it is challenging for the central bank to forecast with confidence the inflation rate in the coming fiscal period due to the uncertainty caused by the ongoing conflict between the United States and Iran.
The extent of the inflation range breach will be determined by the severity and duration of the conflict, which remains highly uncertain. As geopolitical tensions ease and global oil supplies return to normal levels, headline inflation in Jamaica is forecast to gradually moderate and return to the bank's target rate. The risk to inflation forecasts are skewed towards inflation being higher than projected. The main upside risk is a more extended conflict in the Middle East, resulting in continued international commodity prices being high and their subsequent impact on domestic prices. In addition, adverse weather conditions, including the El Nino effect, could place upward pressure on agricultural prices.
Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, and amid growing cries over the absence of automated banking machines in rural Jamaica, Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, G.D. Lewis, said Hurricane Melissa had a devastating impact on the country's ABMs, especially in rural Jamaica. Speaking before Parliament's Standing Finance Committee this afternoon, Mr. Lewis said the central bank is now holding discussions with the island's banks about the problem.
Hurricane Melissa had a significantly negative impact on the ABM infrastructure, which the banking sector is just about recovering from now. In the immediate aftermath of the hurricane, about 50% of the stock was offline. As at March, we have about 90 to 95% of all ABMs back. However, there are some parishes, as you point out, where they have not been able to replace ABMs that were destroyed as a result of the passage of the hurricane. So the question as to whether or not we can compel them to put back infrastructure in those areas, I would say there's nothing in our powers to compel them. Our discussions with them, though, don't suggest that they do not have intention so to do.
The Deputy Governor admitted that the central bank does not have many tools to penalize banks for failing.
May I have to stop this? I have a caller Wolf for a little while, so I'm going to take the call. Caller, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. I know I'm wait patiently.
I thank you. Me.
Investigate it first. Problem. Come down to
this.
Yeah, the main part of this thing I'm more afraid.
To better align local fuel prices
and mechanism.
Done.
Countries so
take it to the street. Test time to
criminal activity. I want to go and cross the world. And I want you to look at what Andrew only said do. It's a criminal activity I go on.
All right,
I'm try to buy out all the resources. Yeah?
All right.
I want you to look on that. Yeah, man, take care.
Yeah.
Jamaicans, it is time to protest.
Hello?
It is time to protest.
Hello?
It is time for Jamaicans to take it to the street.
Hello?
This must not allow to stand.
Country's sole oil refinery has announced changes to its pricing mechanism aimed at improving its ability to manage shocks and disruptions. The move follows sharp fluctuations in energy prices triggered by the U.S.-Israel conflict with Iran, which began in late February. More in their support from Prince Moore.
The company says its previous pricing regime forced it to absorb significant fuel cost increases. Petrojam reports it took on up to $21.67 per litre of a wider increase, amounting to nearly $23 million over 3 months. Under the revised system, price movements on diesel products will now be capped. Increases or decreases for automotive diesel oil and ultra-low sulfur diesel will be limited to $12.50 per litre. Petrojam says the new structure is designed to better align local fuel prices with international benchmarks, while still shielding customers from sharp market shocks. Petrojam says the revised pricing model ensures a more balanced response to both increases and decreases in global oil prices. The company adds that dealers will continue to apply their markups to determine final retail prices. Meanwhile, new fuel prices take effect on Thursday. Prince Moore, Radio Jamaica News.
Now, there are big increases for motorists who use.
So I stand corrected because I was on ABR News earlier and I said to her that it was Friday it's taking effect. Ladies and gentlemen, the oil prices take effect today. The new oil prices take effect today. There's a 8.8% on what do you call it? On our bus fares. Yes, there's a 8.8% on our bus fares. Alright?
Diesel, but other motorists will pay slightly less for fuel effective tomorrow. Automotive diesel will see a significant $10.50 being added to its price, while ultra
$10.50. Jamaica, $10.50. Let me play that again.
To use diesel, but other motorists will pay slightly less for fuel effective tomorrow. Automotive diesel will see a significant $10.50 being added to its price, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will also be increased by $12.50. Each liter.
So, $10.50 and $12.50 are added to the gas prices. We just want to know if you remember that, I mean, I make sure I put it on the screen for you because it kind of serious. I don't know if you don't know, but it kind of serious. We need to understand what that actually means to the pockets. So $10, $10.50. Make sure so we put the money sign on it. $10.50 per diesel. So them say right, and $12.50 per sulfur. I play it back still. $12.50 per sulfur. Alright. I can play it again.
On Thursday, Prince Moore, Radio Jamaica News.
Now, there are big increases for motorists who use diesel, but other motorists will pay slightly less for fuel effective tomorrow. Automotive diesel will see a significant $10.50 being added to its price, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will also be increased by $12.
Also, ultra-low sulfur diesel at $12.50. Alright, so ultra-low sulfur diesel.
Jamaica News.
Now, there are big increases for motorists who use diesel, but other motorists will pay slightly less for fuel effective tomorrow. Automotive diesel will see a significant $10.50 being added to its price, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will also be increased by $12.50. Each liter of gasoline and 90 will fall by 25 cents. However, kerosene will see a price increase of $4.50. The cost of propane will fall by 56 cents and butane will go down by 98 cents. Each petrol station will make these adjustments to their prices, which include a markup on the ex-refinery rate offered by Petrogen.
Will continue to apply their markups to determine final retail prices. Meanwhile, new fuel prices take effect on Thursday. Prince Moore, Radio Jamaica News.
Now, there are big increases for motorists who use diesel, but other motorists will pay slightly less for fuel effective tomorrow. Automotive diesel will see a significant $10.50 being added to its price, while ultra-low sulfur diesel will also be increased by $12.50. Each liter of gasoline and 90 will fall by 25 cents. However, kerosene will see a price increase of $4.50. The cost of propane will fall by 56 cents and butane will go down by 98 cents. Each petrol station will make these adjustments to their prices, which include a markup on the ex-refinery rate offered by Petrogen.
When I go sit down and take this, I wonder if you don't know what that mean. That means there will be further price increase on food. Jamaicans don't need to get up out of our house now and take this to the street. This is unacceptable.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Jamaicans are not idiot.
Right now, I didn't hear no protest squad this morning. So I guess Rastanheim man was right. There was no protest this morning. Not even one flicker. No news. So the people in touching the street. So this Thursday, today, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Lord of mercy. Hold on now. Put that up there, so. As you can see, fuel prices, the automotive diesel has gone up $10.50 and the ultra low sulfur diesel has gone up $12.50. Right? What is significant about this now, ladies and gentlemen? You see? That diesel, the sulfur, ultra sulfur low diesel, that's the one that the big trucks use that carry around all our food and stuff like that from this place to that place. So what do you think they're going to do now? What do you think they're going to do? they're going to charge more money to transport those particular items. So the cost of your food is going to go up. So I don't know if people is paying attention or understand. Say, this is the reality. This is the reality. Nobody protested today. We just took it. Nobody took it to the streets. There wasn't any alarm, nothing. You guys just took it. In any other democracy, I'm telling you, I'm not asking you, the people would be in the street this morning. It would not be business as usual, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you. Yo, if them ever try this in America, you don't know what time it is. If them ever try this in England, you don't know what time it is. Right? I don't remember who I was listening to, and the brother said, some changes gonna make. You know, no, one country, them have some type of corruption and something go on with the leader them. And the people them are protest for 7 days straight. Him happy left. The leader of the country got to go. The people them now stop till him go. And the police can't stop nothing. No soldier can't stop nothing. And that are going in other countries around the world. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, we are in the pressure cooker. So say for instance, you're trying to make more money and you're working hard. How much more harder can you work for you to see some type of development in your life? When they are doing this, they are not protecting the people. And then people want to tell me that, oh, but, you know, it's happening all around the world. That is a lie. You know what other countries around the world is doing? Protecting their citizens from the oil shock prices as much as they can. Them now leg up pressure upon them. The first pressure when Andrew is leg up on the people in Jamaica is taking his full pay. Let us start there. After I'm taking full pay, Hurricane Melissa come. May I show you how the government are cursing up. Them take 7 months to spend 1.8% of billions of dollars that was sent. Or $1.4 billion. 2% for help the people and the victim them. 2%. 1.8%, not even 2%. Then them come in with a tax plan in them budget to tax the hell out of us. Meanwhile, at that point, the war already began. So we were in a crisis where Hurricane Melissa is concerned. And then the man say, you know what? Sure, man. We don't have enough pressure upon the man. Here what we are going to do now. We are going to go no more taxes on the backside. Meanwhile, the PMP was telling them, brethren, you can't do that to the people. Here are some other options to get the $18 billion. They ignored it. They said this is the only way. The only way is to suffer me and you. Now them build Nara. All the money in a Nara is going towards whatever them want to do. And the main focus now is St. Elizabeth, the wife of Mr. Anderson family, the Hendersons. Them big in a tourism development for their properties. In public and private partnership with the government. Could it be a coincidence that the wife of Mr. Hensel, the daughter of Mr. Hensel is the wife of the CEO? Could it be? Could it be a coincidence? By the way, let me ask the question. Because everybody else been asking the question. Google too. Google Gaga. Is Miss Hensel your wife? And you're the head of the Nara. And now they come with this. The $10.50 for the automotive diesel. And then $12. One going to Jamaica. Boop. Boop in your head. How are people going to fight food to put on their table? They were already struggling. The persons that were already in hell after Hurricane Melissa, they are in an already impossible situation. The persons that are actually trying to survive with the little that they have and stand on their own 2 feet. The government is literally breaking their foot. So what are going to do? We're not going to sit down and take abuse from the government. Have you ever seen Colin Bell this upset? Sylvain call it the National Association for the robbing of relief allocation. Mighty God. Wow. Let's continue.
How this must happen? $10.50 on a liter of diesel, a truck car food.
Oh, by the way, I forgot. The money that is supposed to help the people and to build back them house through NHT where them contribute them partnership, the government robbed that too. And them importing a hell of a lot of things. Those things are going to cost a lot more money now. Oh, by the way, you know, the USA is in our waters, just hovering around the United States. And based off something that I heard a gentleman say on Mystic Sensation show. Now give me a second, I have to pull that up. I gotta pull that up. Whoa, man, listen. That dude said something. I said, what? He said Marco Rubio. Yo, the man said Marco Rubio said something. Whatever Marco Rubio said, oh my God. That absolutely blew my mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. If that is true.
This not work, no. This not work.
If indeed
something wrong.
That is true.
Something wrong. Because let me say something to you now. Let me say something to you now.
So yeah,
if you have said 200 students in a Cuba, yes, and even say 100 leave, them are come through because you know how much people come in Jamaica. Oh, you mean you don't know? Them are come back through immigration. So you know if a 50 arrive from there or 100, not true me at all. Jamaican already yet. So all them don't know how much leave. Eh? So all Jamaica full of technology and everything, and you can't tell how much student left from Cuba and come back home yet. And why is it now? You offer them a one-way flight. That's so like when. Hey Mikey, you remember when?
About Marco Rubio. I said, Jesus. Ain't no way this is true. Let's see.
His government has been robbing the people of the partnership and it's going to rob them for the next 5 years. This is the same person that renewed and wake up back that laugh and take out the money out of the NHT now. So when anybody come to me talking about, oh, listen man, run them away, man. The truth is set on the free, man. Run them away. The evidence, too much evidence is there for us to know that is not even an argument that nobody can even hold. Another thing, there was some tax at the time on certain things, items that, you know,
that Satan
graduated with a degree in biomedical engineering.
Right? The performance.
It permeates this kind of behavior that we see where it's going. These things are not coincidental. These things are deliberate. Warships, snatching leaders, the bullying of your sovereign rights as a nation. These things are not just coming out of the sky. These are deliberate acts by imperialistic power. And the sad thing about it is that the new neo-colonialism that's taking place in the world now doesn't have one faces. You have black faces, brown faces, and white faces.
That where they have me talk about.
It's not just white faces. So don't don't fool ourselves that it's just white people who's the new neo-colonialist. You have black folks, you have brown folks, and white folks partaking in this for different reasons and different agendas. But the end goal is all the same. And so we have to be aware of this and protect our sovereign rights. And it's a shame that the other day when the warship come in, you know that there is a thing, there's a standard procedure in the U.S. Army called dark ship. In war times or times of trouble, every single ship disembarking from a port outside the U.S. leaves in darkness. It's a procedure. It's a standard procedure. And for the Jamaica government to come out and lie to the people and put the people in a peculiar situation by cutting out the power without giving them notice and then lie to them.
Hold on.
Shows you
Caller.
how weak
Caller.
dishonest the government is.
Caller, stop right there. I want you to stop right there. The other night when I showed the capability of the United States Army to shut down commercial grid, I saw
big up.
went into Parliament and tried to spin it that, okay, all right, it is not the first time Jamaica have a history of so forth and those issues. So what those all island that continues.
Dollar vase in carrying this. Dollar vase, no process human. Number one, you can Google it and it's two things. You can either alert the people of why the poor have to be able to exist and telling the people all kind of corruptness and how weak, absolutely weak. Another thing I want to address again, Mystic. We see the Jamaica government coming up with all of these things. We have NITS, they heard about it, other than criminal charge. They're good at coming up with slang acronyms that X for NITS, NARA, and now we have bullshit when you have a done society, my brother. How do NEP? And notice that, you noticed all of them start with N. These kind of things are not coincidental. It's just the Jamaica people sit down and allow this to happen to them, my brother. I don't understand government in 2012 by
the IMF. Partially write them off. Said they don't know how they are completed. Go
to the meeting and re-establish a relationship with the IMF. Very same laws that the current government is operating on to pay back the IMF. And you only after the 4 years based on color. Okay, so let's get that straight. This is a racist, imperialistic government that is committing genocide with our black men and women. And we all need to unify and call for the Prime Minister. And we're begging the Prime Minister, please, Mr. Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, call off your murderous police them off our people, brother.
Mighty God.
Into it.
Was to decolonize imperialistic basement, no accountability, low expectation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find the clip now, and the part of the clip where we didn't want to add to this reaction. And God say OBS can pause reaction and then start it back. Very, very handy indeed. Only listen to that, brother. Listen to that, brother, right now.
Zero expectation to your government, no accountability. When a society is uneducated, it permeates this kind of behavior that we're currently seeing and experiencing within the government. Mass killings, mass judicial killings of young Jamaicans, imperialistic behavior. Yes. So we have to look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich,
yes,
Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean. That's what came out of his mouth.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out from Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody man or woman,
said to the world, the biggest speech in Munich. Look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich, Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean.
What can go so?
Jamaica, I cannot confirm or deny if that was said. Marco Rubio in Munich. Me have to go look for it. Give me a second. Me have to go look for it.
That's what came out of his mouth. So when we see war, military ships, nuclear ships coming in, when we see leaders being dragged out of their country, when we're seeing seeing the trampling and the bullying of our sovereignty, this is no surprise. These things are a part of.
Hold on, caller.
These geopolitics in the midst.
All right, hold on, caller, because I want you to break it down in the smallest of detail where the people, everyone who are listening to us.
All right, so we find his speech. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. We gather here today as members of a historic alliance, an alliance that saved and changed the world. You know, when this conference began in 1963, it was in a nation, actually it was on a continent, that was divided against itself. The line between communism and freedom ran through the heart of Germany. The first barbed fences of the Berlin Wall had gone up just 2 years prior. In this delusion, we embraced a dogmatic vision of free and unfettered trade, even as some nations protected their economies and subsidized their companies to systematically undercut ours, shuttering our plants, resulting in large parts of our societies being deindustrialized, shipping millions of working and middle-class jobs overseas, and handing control of our critical supply chains to both adversaries and rivals. We increasingly outsourced our sovereignty to international institutions while many nations invested in massive welfare states at the cost of maintaining the ability to defend themselves. This, even as other countries have invested in the most rapid military buildup in all of human history and have not hesitated to use hard power to pursue their own interests. To appease a climate cult, we have imposed energy policies on ourselves that are impoverishing our people, even as our competitors exploit oil and coal and natural gas and anything else, not just to power their economies, but to use as leverage against our own. And in a pursuit of a world without borders, we opened our doors to an unprecedented wave of mass migration that threatens the cohesion of our societies, the continuity of our culture, and the future of our people. We made these mistakes together. And now, together, we owe it to our people to face those facts and to move forward, to rebuild. Under President Trump, the United States of America will once again take on the task of renewal and restoration, driven by a vision of a future as proud, as sovereign, and as vital as our civilization's past. And while we are prepared, if necessary, to do this alone, it is our preference and it is our hope to do this together with you, our friends here in Europe. For the United States and Europe, we belong together. America was founded 250 years ago, but the roots began here on this continent long before. The men who settled and built the nation of my birth arrived on our shores carrying the memories and the traditions and the Christian faith of their ancestors as a sacred inheritance, an unbreakable link between the old world and the new. We are part of one civilization, Western civilization. We are bound to one another by the deepest bonds that nations could share, forged by centuries of shared history, Christian faith, culture, heritage, language, ancestry, and the sacrifices our forefathers made together for the common civilization to which we have fallen heir. And so this is why we Americans may sometimes come off as a little direct and urgent in our counsel. This is why President Trump demands seriousness and reciprocity from our friends here in Europe. The reason why, my friends, is because we care deeply. We care deeply about your future and ours. And if at times we disagree, our disagreements come from our profound sense of concern about a Europe with which we are connected, not just economically, not just militarily. We are connected spiritually, and we are connected culturally. We want Europe to be strong. We believe that Europe must survive. Because the two great wars of the last century serve for us as history's constant reminder that ultimately our destiny is and will always be intertwined with yours. Because we know that the fate of Europe will never be irrelevant to our own. National security, which this conference is largely about, is not merely a series of technical questions. How much we spend on defense or where, how we deploy it, these are important questions, they are. But they are not the fundamental one. The fundamental question we must answer at the outset is what exactly are we defending? Because armies do not fight for abstractions. Armies fight for a people. Armies fight for a nation. Armies fight for a way of life. And that is what we are defending. A great civilization that has every reason to be proud of its history, confident of its future, and aims to always be the master of its own economic and political destiny. It was here, in Europe, where the ideas that planted the seeds of liberty that changed the world were born. It was here, in Europe, which gave the world the rule of law, the universities, and the scientific revolution. It was this continent that produced the genius of Mozart and Beethoven, of Dante,
Like and share the life, guys.
Michelangelo and Da Vinci,
Mighty God.
of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. And this is the place where the vaulted ceilings of the Sistine Chapel and the towering spires of the great cathedral in Cologne, they testify not just to the greatness of our past or to a faith in God that inspired these marvels. They foreshadow the wonders that await us in our future. But only if we are unapologetic in our heritage and proud of this common inheritance can we together begin the work of envisioning and shaping our economic and our political future. Deindustrialization was not inevitable. It was a conscious policy choice, a decades-long economic undertaking that stripped our nations of their wealth, of their productive capacity, and of their independence. And the loss of our supply chain sovereignty was not a function of a prosperous and healthy system of global trade. It was foolish. It was a foolish but voluntary transformation of our economy that left us dependent on others for our needs and dangerously vulnerable to crisis. Mass migration isn't some fringe concern of little consequence. It was and continues to be a crisis which is transforming and destabilizing.
But if that is true for America, imagine what that means for Jamaica. Mass migration. I hear that go on. Let's continue.
Societies all across the West. Together, we can reindustrialize our economies and rebuild our capacity to defend our people. But the work of this new alliance should not be focused just on military cooperation and reclaiming the industries of the past. It should also be focused on together advancing our mutual interests in new frontiers, unshackling our ingenuity, our creativity, and the dynamic spirit to build a new Western century. Commercial space travel and cutting-edge artificial intelligence, industrial automation and flex manufacturing, creating a Western supply chain for critical minerals not vulnerable to extortion from other powers, and a unified effort to compete for market share in the economies of the global South. Together, we can not only take back control of our own industries and supply chains, we can prosper in the areas that will define the 21st century. But we must also gain control of our national borders. Controlling who and how many people enter our countries, this is not an expression of xenophobia, it is not hate. It is a fundamental act of national sovereignty. And the failure to do so is not just an abdication of one of our most basic duties owed to our people. It is an urgent threat to the fabric of our societies and the survival of our civilization itself. And finally, we can no longer place the so-called global order above the vital interests of our people and our nations. We do not need to abandon the system of international cooperation we authored, and we don't need to dismantle the global institutions of the old order that together we built. But these must be reformed. These must be rebuilt. For example, the United Nations still has tremendous potential to be a tool for good in the world. But we cannot ignore that today, on the most pressing matters before us, it has no answers and has played virtually no role. It could not solve the war in Gaza. Instead, it was American leadership that freed captives from barbarians and brought about a fragile truce. It has not solved the war in Ukraine. It took American leadership in partnership with many of the countries here today just to bring the two sides to the table in search of a still elusive peace. It was powerless to constrain the nuclear program of radical Shia clerics in Tehran. That required 14 bombs dropped with precision from American B-2 bombers. And it was unable to address the threat to our security from a narco-terrorist dictator in Venezuela. Instead, it took American special forces to bring this fugitive to justice. In a perfect world, all of these problems and more would be solved by diplomats and strongly worded resolutions. But we do not live in a perfect world. And we cannot continue to allow those who blatantly and openly threaten our citizens and endanger our global stability to shield themselves behind abstractions of international law which they themselves routinely violate. This is the path that President Trump and the United States has embarked upon. It is the path we ask you here in Europe to join us on. It is a path we have walked together before and hope to walk together again. For 5 centuries, before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make. This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now, together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history. What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency. An alliance is the alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear. Fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future. And the only fear we have is the fear of the shame of not leaving our nations prouder, stronger, and wealthier for our children. An alliance ready to defend our people, to safeguard our interests, and to preserve the freedom of action that allows us to shape our own destiny. Not one that exists to operate a global welfare state and atone for the purported sins of past generations. An alliance that does not allow its power to be outsourced, constrained, or subordinated to systems beyond its control. One that does not depend on others for the critical necessities of its national life. And one that does not maintain the polite pretense that our way of life is just one among many, and that asks for permission before it acts. And above all, an alliance based on the recognition that we, the West, have inherited together, what we have inherited together is something that is unique and distinctive and irreplaceable. Because this, after all, is the very foundation of the transatlantic bond. Acting together in this way, we will not just help recover a sane foreign policy. It will restore to us a clear sense of ourselves. It will restore a place in the world. And in so doing, it will rebuke and deter the forces of civilizational erasure that today menace both America.
Wait a minute. What did he just say? Yo, I'm trying to figure out where in this speech he said what? So he said, above all, alliances based on the recognition that we, the West, have inherited together. What we have inherited together is something that is unique and distinctive and irreplaceable, because this, after all, is the very foundation of the transatlantic bond. Acting together in this way, we will not just help recover a sane foreign policy. Transatlantic bond. Let me go back to this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back to this and then come back to that. Let me hear what the man said right there, so because it's something, right? I want to know if we reach to the point where he must say, where Rubio said. Because I don't want, you understand? I don't know if you might misrepresent Rubio said, right?
Seeing the trampling and the bullying of our sons analyze the Caribbean. Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean. That's what came out of his mouth. So when we see war, military ship,
go back again. When he said
it's this kind of behavior that we're currently seeing and experiencing within the government. Mass killings, mass judicial killings of young Jamaicans, imperialistic behavior. So we have to look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich, Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean.
All right, so that is very specific. That's very specific, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take them something off my screen. No, that one they go discounted off. That can go back. Let me take them off my screen. Let me go back and make the list. Let me play it again.
To look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich, Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean. That's what came out of his mouth.
The biggest mistake they did was decolonize the Caribbean. That is a very specific argument. So let me listen to Marco Rubio now. I'll see if me hear that.
America and Europe alike. So in a time of headlines heralding the end of the transatlantic era, let it be known and clear to all that this is neither our goal nor our wish. Because for us Americans, our home may be in the Western Hemisphere, but we will always be a child of Europe.
Hey, Tom, you coming with us?
Yeah, I'm looking through the transcript, but
Our story began with an Italian explorer whose adventure into the great unknown to discover a new world brought Christianity to the Americas and became the legend that defined the imagination of our pioneer nation. Our first colonies were built by English settlers, to whom we owe not just the language we speak, but the whole of our political and legal system.
wait, what? Wait, hold on. What? Wait. Our pioneer nations, our first colonies, were built by English settlers. Colonies? To whom we owe not just language we speak, of our political and legal system, our frontiers were shaped by Scotland. That proud man, hold up, what?
Our frontiers were shaped by Scots-Irish, that proud, hardy clan from the hills of Ulster that gave us Davy Crockett and Mark Twain and Teddy Roosevelt and Neil Armstrong. Our great Midwestern heartland was built by German farmers and craftsmen who transformed empty plains into a global agricultural powerhouse. And by the way, dramatically upgraded the quality of American beer. Our expansion into the interior followed the footsteps of French fur traders and explorers whose names, by the way, still adorn the street signs and town names all across the Mississippi Valley. Our horses, our ranches, our rodeos, the entire romance of the cowboy archetype that became synonymous with the American West. These were born in Spain. And our largest and most iconic city was named New Amsterdam before it was named New York. And you know that in the year that my country was founded, Lorenzo and Catalina Giraldi lived in Casal Monferrato in the kingdom of Piedmont, Sardinia.
Oh, and that's serious.
And Jose Manuel Arena lived in Sevilla, Spain. I don't know what, if anything, they knew about the 13 colonies which had gained their independence from the British Empire. But here's what I'm certain of. They could have never imagined that 250 years later, one of their direct descendants would be back here today on this continent as the chief diplomat of that infant nation. And yet here I am, reminded by my own story that both our histories and our fates will always be linked. Together, we rebuilt a shattered continent in the wake of 2 devastating world wars. When we found ourselves divided once again by the Iron Curtain, the Free West linked arms with the courageous dissidents struggling against tyranny in the East to defeat Soviet communism. We have fought against each other, then reconciled, then fought, then reconciled again. And we have bled and died side by side on battlefields, from Kapyong to Kandahar. And I'm here today to leave it clear that America is charting the path for a new century of prosperity, and that once again, we want to do it together with you, our cherished allies and our oldest friends.
This is a very interesting speech.
We want to do it together with you, with a Europe that is proud of its heritage and of its history, with a Europe that has the spirit of creation and liberty that sent ships out into uncharted seas and birthed our civilization, with a Europe that has the means to defend itself and the will to survive. We should be proud of what we achieved together in the last century, but now we must confront and embrace the opportunities of a new one, because yesterday is over, the future is inevitable, and our destiny together awaits. Thank you.
So I didn't hear him say what he said he said. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all. You know, and he said the speech in Europe. Oh, wait a minute.
For 5 centuries before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make. This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now, together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline. We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history. What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency. An alliance is the alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear. Fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future.
So, he didn't say it directly. Right? He didn't say it directly.
Imperialistic behavior. So we have to mask this kind of behavior that Jamaica is currently going under. Low expectation, zero expectation to your government, no accountability. When a society is uneducated, it permeates this kind of behavior that we're currently seeing and experiencing within the government. Mass killings, mass judicial killings of young Jamaicans, imperialistic behavior. So we have to look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich, Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean.
No, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't hear Marco Rubio say that. I didn't find that, but let's listen to what I found. And the title of this video is Marco Rubio delivers pro-colonial speech at Munich security. So listen for yourselves and tell me what you get from this.
For 5 centuries before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross. For 5 centuries before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe.
Columbus? You mean Columbus? That evil individual? Columbus? Let's continue.
Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world.
Anti-colonial uprisings? Bro. Anti-colonial uprisings. So he pro-colonial? He want to colonize? Is this what they're doing in the Caribbean? So Jamaica is supposed to fall in line with colonialism, and we supposed to be what, slaves again? Oh hell no! Let's continue. This can't be what I'm hearing.
And drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make.
Okay.
This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now.
They want to do what again exactly?
Together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it.
What civilization? Columbus? Bro, what is going on right now, bro? Hold up. What?
And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it.
The broken status quo? So you talking about the broken colonial status quo? Oh, hell no, bruh. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, 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 no.
What can go?
No. Miss me with the bullshit. Miss me with the
I'm legally blind. You can't see it.
Hey, who mess is this? Hey, yo. Hey, like and share this video, man. This is about to get interesting. What? The broken status quo. Am I reading this right?
For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline.
Oh, so he's blaming the lack of togetherness of the forefathers for the decline of the West. So now they want to put down their iron foot into the West to make sure that it was as strong. What made it strong, they wanted to make it strong again. And in his opinion, at that point between their forefathers and that point, there was a strength there. But now they're not strong anymore. Let's continue.
We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history.
Revitalize the greatest civilization in human history.
What we want is a reinvigorated alliance that recognizes that what has ailed our societies is not just a set of bad policies, but a malaise of hopelessness and complacency. An alliance is the alliance that we want is one that is not paralyzed into inaction by fear. Fear of climate change, fear of war, fear of technology. Instead, we want an alliance that boldly races into the future.
So he wants an alliance that is not afraid to go to war. That's a part of it. He said war. Hey, Lord have mercy. Woo! Boy. Hey, man. Let me know what y'all think. Like, do you think what the man said here? I mean, I don't know about him saying that. Like, what the man said here. It doesn't sound as if he's against colonialism to me. I ain't gonna care.
Mass judicial killings of young Jamaicans, imperialistic behavior. So we have to look at these things and see what it is. Remember, recently at a speech in Munich, Marco Rubio said to the world, the biggest mistake that the Western world made was to decolonize the Caribbean. That's what came out of his mouth.
Wow.
So when we see war, military ships, nuclear ships coming in, when we see leaders being dragged out of their country, when we're seeing seeing the trampling and the bullying of our sovereignty, this is no surprise. These things are a part of
Hold on, Color.
Man, y'all let me know what y'all think about that part. Let's go back to our realities, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to our food prices. Wow. Wow.
Every pound of flour that comes to Port Antonio is carried by a truck. And I don't care if they want to lock me up. This is time to take to the street. The government must back up. Facts. I never hear something make I feel like I want to cry.
Facts.
God almighty. Let's not even talk about low sulfur. We're going at 12.50.
What?
Let's not even go there.
So
the truck where carry banana from Rio Grande Valley got Kingston, a diesel it use. Every truck where you see on the road, a diesel them use.
Man.
Some may ask you something now. The coaster man never run from Port Antonio to Kingston.
Yeah.
I go raise bus fare.
Backside.
$10 per liter. God almighty.
You know safe.
Jesus, you know me not bleeding him in vain.
You know safe. Jamaica, wanna make me know what I think, yeah. Big up, Cotton Bell. Yeah. Boy, listen. Hey, man, let me call Splash DG, man. Let me call Splash DG. The number is on the screen, my side, as I can see. I call Splash DG, because I think I work now. I don't say most clean now, because in their room. Just to compound things. You know what I mean?
Bolo VNI.
Yes, my brother. May I record this one, so I want you to give you the details of this thing when you find out what's going on. And the people in my ear are loud and clear like a whistle.
What? So we are talking about the paper, right?
Yes.
How the government.
Yes.
In Canada, So, as me did make you know before, the government is playing catch up when Canada want Jamaican pepper, catch bonnet pepper.
Right.
So, at this point right now, we're in a shortage right across Canada for the Jamaican catch bonnet pepper, which is the most preferred and the number one recommended pepper.
Right.
Every nation in Canada have something with the Jamaican pepper. Just eat them pepper. So at this point now, the government would have to seek in Canada, would have to seek elsewhere, or I just say business people would have to seek elsewhere now to get the peppers. Because last when them hear from Fly Green is that from Melissa, the farmers haven't getting a chance to bounce back really to stabilize the pepper market in Canada. So I currently know where I say the government can drop the ball or can lose that market at any minute, at any time now. Because presently, now them are buy peppers from Trinidad and from Dominica for $30, 30 Canadian a box. of £8 a pepper,
Yes.
while Jamaican Scotch bonnet pepper usually cost 60 Canadian dollars.
And me, I wanna talk about it the other day, and me I say, really and truly, suppose them people they really start to get, familiar with that pepper there, and it costs less and it alright enough for them. Say, sure, maybe we not have to pay so much for Jamaican pepper.
We just go and work with this
Yeah,
one because
and then we lose the market.
we lose the market regardless the
Mighty
flavor is
God.
the sitting flavor of the tongue. Yeah?
Mm-mm.
So we just wanna suggest about the people then now if it depend upon the government. Anybody wanna know they can export some pepper to from Jamaica to Canada. When you try the
Well,
market for yourself.
well, I mean, really and truly, though, if it's a partnership between the Canadian government and the Jamaican government, we still would have to work through the government, and that would mean you have to make sure you have your rod and license and all them something there. And they would have needed in a
This
mass
come back
amount.
down to revenue. This come back down to revenue back in the economy to
Yeah.
Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we are, if they're not no, we are gonna lose.
Yeah, but we have seen them in terms of acting now. We have seen their reputation is not something that they do very well in acting in real time. When them complacent, them lackadaisical, them drag them foot.
And it's so surprising how the media can get to fly greed in Canada. But yet still the media in Jamaica can't get to fly greed for no information or
So
no updates as to what.
what you say is that Fly Green was reached out to by the media over there and then get him and then give us and then give a statement. But Fly Green is not reachable in Jamaica. Very interesting.
Exactly.
Very
So
interesting.
and to that part where we are talking about again to Bolo. The other day may have the discussion about how it all go with the communities that don't return back them like and we see we never know a priority we really are talking about.
Mighty God.
A week ago with the year we are talking about priority and we never know that it's exactly what we are talking about. And see it come
Yeah.
back down to the farm.
Yeah. We're not sure that concern about people losing out.
Because we are talking about the digitalization by the
Yes.
Chinese.
Yes.
How we are say, how it all go with them people here now in the disaster area. And a priority was the answer we were talking about. So we kinda highlight the fact that there is more market for we in the Canada
Yeah,
as
to
Jamaica.
explore.
And we are highlights that the government keep dropping the ball again where that is concerned. There's not only the people that must suffer, but farmers must suffer as well
Yeah, well,
underneath this revelation now.
rather than have no seed for 2 years now, I will not talk about. I will not 6 Scotch bonnet pepper for $3.50. Mighty God. But only Jamaica has the best Scotch bonnet. They can never duplicate it because the soil and the red dirt enriches
The
the
sun, right.
nutrients. This is
Right.
what makes the pepper so special. Okay, but what I'm saying is, it's not about them duplicating it. And you never know where technology can go, right? So it is important that once there's a demand, you should keep supplying, don't make them look left or right. It's like you have a girlfriend, then you have a wife, and you stop pay her attention. Then, I mean, normal human being, I go find the attention elsewhere, especially when they know that she love attention. Not true?
But if we do the maths and check how many weeks now from Hurricane Melissa, right? We could have been a flood back the market. Canada should even have a complaint since
And
they know
I
it's
ask
a
for them
profit.
something. Because how long,
Right.
how
Since
long,
they
how long,
already know.
how long it take for pepper grow?
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks. Then a 2 times then could have grow batch of pepper then, man. For the market, man.
I said 3 times.
You
understand?
6 weeks, 6
So,
weeks, 6 to 8 weeks at a 2 month. Of course, them could have grown 2 times already and pull up back the market and get the ball running. Because that's 7 months gone, you know. A 7 month gone, you know.
Okay.
So they would have on the second batch to replenish depending upon the planting time of the farmer them where them link up with.
I'm so glad that have people are watching and there in Canada as well. Because then now we have to put more highlights on sweet potato and yam. The Jamaican sweet potato and the Jamaican yam. Them that go for price in Canada and people still buy it no matter what. But here still the market is more now flooded by Mexican and by the African potatoes them.
But the people them, what
Yeah,
people them are say about for them potato them?
then they like Bolo, man. When you want good eating potatoes and yam, a Jamaican market you have to go. Or go when you go in the fresh cut them or in the good store them. You understand me?
More share the screen of the people them to show them say that Scotch bonnet pepper something I want a serious ball game and I want to look upon this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure them what go on. I'm gonna find an article, you know. Big old CBS. Big old CBC, I mean. Let's see if we can see it properly on the screen. Look on this. Jamaica Scotch bonnet prices soar amid shortage, putting the squeeze on hot sauce. Right?
Right.
So the Scotch bonnet have shortage. I see that? And it's a Canada, see that? The latest food to be hit by shortage, the spicy peppers, as the key independent ingredient in the Jamaican jerk seasoning and hot sauces, which are staples in Jamaica that are also popular in Canada. You understand? And other parts and parts of the growing global demand for Caribbean flavor. But as crops, Scotch bonnet peppers are temperamental and susceptible to pest and disease, which can lead to local supply issues. Plus, the Jamaican produce has been hammered by recent weather events, such as Hurricane Melissa in October. It says here that it is very sensitive crop. Sheldon Grant, a farmer of St. Catherine Parish, Jamaica, told CBC News. But it's a crop that offers great potential. It's like gambling. Grant and his wife, Shanice Benoit Grant, have tried to grow Scotch bonnet peppers every year since 2021. The year they launched their farm, Nature Inspired Jamaica, they had 2 successful crops. The rest were devastated by pest called thrips disease and 2024 Hurricane Beryl. Right? So Hurricane Beryl mashed them up. So Hurricane Melissa mashed up too. Hold on. After the loss of another crop to disease last year, they didn't plant them again. So them never plant them again. Instead, when Hurricane Melissa swept across the island in late October, it wiped out their sweet potatoes and sorghum. CDC has reached out to Jamaica Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, blah, blah, blah. Agriculture Common Regulator Authority for data and Scotch bonnet peppers. Not yet heard back. So CDC, so they don't hear back from them. But recent media reports speak of Jamaica Scotch bonnet pepper shortage and price increase and say that some hot sauce makers have had to scale back production. Grant says the last hurricane wiped out entire farms, and by December, Scotch bonnet prices in the local market surged as high as 5,000 Jamaican per pound, about 44 Canadian. Damn! No, sir, I'm stressed out. I want to go on there, so hold on it. This not done it. Let me just get out this article here. Quick and fast. What you say, so? Jamaica Scotch bonnet peppers are barely being stocked in Toronto grocery stores because it's much cheaper for distributors to get peppers from Trinidad and Dominican Republic. Nareen says an 8-pound box of Scotch bonnet pepper from the Dominican Republic costs $30 or $40 versus $6 from a box from Jamaica, he added. Prices have doubled over the past 2 years, said Jonah Grant Bailey, the second generation owner of Caribbean Corner Grocery Store in Canada. The pepper have also been harder to get, she said, but notes that they've managed to keep their shelves stocked with Scotch bonnets thanks to her mother's long-standing relationship with their Jamaican suppliers. Wow. As a result, Grant Bailey says they've seen more restaurants and catering businesses order Scotch bonnet peppers from Caribbean Corner in bulk. In fact, someone called the store Thursday asking to reserve 3 cases of Scotch bonnet, she said. And the price then double? No, sir. Scarcity is making the cost prohibitive for Scotch bonnet pepper, sauce companies, Grant Bailey said, which could drive up the retail price for the condiment. The flavor of the Scotch bonnet pepper is so unique that you really can't combine any other type of pepper and get the same flavor profile. You can smell it a mile away. No, man, this article is dangerous. It goes on, but me not read no more. It is everything what Splash says confirmed, ladies and gentlemen, from this article. See that one picture of them in their store. Mighty God, them a get rich off a Scotch bonnet pepper, my boss. No, sir. Flash Digi with the on-point info.
I'm dead.
Alright.
Easy, me general. They can't talk to you because you come with the facts.
I'm bear in mind, it's just the headline, it's just the news when I listen on the radio when I call you back.
Yes, I'm see a call Colin Bell too.
Right. You understand? But the movements, we never get to jump off too early yesterday off our bus, so we never really get to stay on too long. But that is the point we want to get out the ball. Government keep dropping the ball upon the people, and now we might drop the ball upon the farmers then even more because they're not doing nothing for farmers in Jamaica.
2 things I got. Let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to tell you say they can't do it because of hurricane medicine. That's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to tell you all type of excuse why them couldn't make it happen. But you see, it's all about political will. It's something where me hear Mark Bolin talk about a lot. Political will. You understand? To get it done. And recently, Mr. Christopher Brown talk about it. Jamaica has to get it right. Jamaica has to get it right. Unfortunately, we haven't. Unfortunately,
They're not taking no advice. They're not taking advice from nobody, Bolo.
No, they
just get up and run out and Gideon and do everything off of them own. Nothing that suits them. So all of this, we just bring we way back when we should have stepped forward.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. But respect
if you go back,
go ahead.
if you go back and check the value for that for like a period, like for a year, if we should have steady market, a steady flow of paper coming in Canada. You can imagine how much more money that it will do for the economy back home, Bolo.
Yeah, because remember, so we're not exporting enough already. And the import bill doubled and past doubled and also. It's really a shot in the foot and the arms then when we have this type of situation where a product is so high in demand for the Canada market and obviously other markets. And we just don't have it for the people.
We just have it and when them say the whole market
I mean, we
get discharged.
can't even say that we just not have it to get the people in. There
Exactly.
should have been a real effort to push the envelope to get
Bolo is just
encourage
the
the
West.
farmer them. Yeah, there
It's
should have
just
been
the
a real
West.
effort. Right.
What happened to the people them with a Portland where I farm? What happened to the people them where St. Mary where I farm pepper? St. Thomas where I farm pepper. In a St. Andrew, rural St. Andrew and St. Catherine where I
Yes.
farm pepper. You know, I make it look like say I just don't at the West alone farm pepper. And they throw down the machine. We can't go find no pepper if we go and open a Canada.
Yes. Crazy. Crazy, bro.
Uh,
Crazy.
so respect Bolo
Yeah,
and
man.
we'll
That's
get to
our
some
work,
other.
man. That's our work, man.
Yeah, brother.
That was Splash TV, ladies and gentlemen. Please, guys, please like and share the video here. Don't keep it to yourself. Even if the person them don't watch the live now, them can watch it afterwards. You understand? Yeah, I do appreciate those that does like and share the video without me asking them to. Thank you guys so much. And if you're new to the platform, subscribe. Alright, subscribe to the platform. And when you subscribe, you'll be able to type in the comment section. Okay, my good people? Yes. So, I got that £1. What I going, you know? Anybody else want to call in and let me know them think about recent events, what's going on in the country? Like I said, you know, the World Cup is a distraction, ladies and gentlemen. Please understand. World Cup is 100% a distraction. So don't get too hung up over the World Cup argument and vibes and them something. Jamaica is not in the World Cup, so we shouldn't even look this up. Fuel price has increased $10 and 50 cents per automotive diesel. The $12.50 per ultra low sulfur diesel, that the one there, is a choice. Like, but most people use the automotive diesel. Most people always are gonna use the cheaper but $10 has been added, ladies and gentlemen. $10 has been added. What a bangarang. Mighty God. What the people am gonna do? Or the people am gonna feed themselves? Honestly, like, that's a legitimate question, you know. What are the people gonna do? Meanwhile, pressures of, you know, the world war situation, potential of world war, those pressures are real right now. So it is only adding. Live interview with Nikisha Burchell, a lie. They may have to listen to this, man. Oh, Miss we know so we're not allowed for the road, my general. Oh my God. So we know some not allowed for the road. The Queen. Oh, what you ask, man? I have to go look for where Queen I deal with. I have to look for where Queen I deal with, alright? No, that one. No, that one either. Not that one. Yes, this one.
So
sorry about that, guys. So go on with the live. No, that I want him have come up here now. This is when I'm going to listen to.
Good morning. When Mr. Turby
of the GC Foster College.
Accountable.
Body and stuff. I on Saturday I had 2 funerals.
Accountable. Some big long tail man I be like Sissy. Them forgot way. Them are shit. Yeah? You put up something on top about island that look at. Look what them put up now, look on our mouth. You don't see. You can't hide nothing. Under nothing. If you get beat up and bruised up and bust up and all kind of thing. This is what them put up.
One Mr. Lonesome, hey, me I tell you say, hey, me have to rate it, hey. Hey, me rate it general, you know? Yo, me say man upon the neck, ladies and gentlemen, we could go another one, yeah. Make we go another one, yeah. Heavy, we are going at this one, yeah, because they need to stop violate the queen of the sun.
Them are shit.
Them out of there, man.
Yeah? You put up something on top about island that look at.
Propaganda,
Look
watch
what
out.
them put up now, look on our mouth. You don't see. You can't hide nothing.
Real
Under
clear,
nothing. If you get beat up and bruised up and bust up and all kind of thing. This is what them put up.
Exclusive interview with Nikisha Birchall, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy to go over this. The Queen.
Fool to you know. And scavenge us on the that. I can hear out. Yes, Queen.
Hi, can you, I can hear you a little better now.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing good. I'm tired, and I think I have a cold or some allergy that's going on. But because my driver was telling me that he could hear you very well just now, I was the only one not hearing. But I think my ear is probably a little bit stop up.
Okay.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys.
People that can't to the man. Queen
So tell me
time.
something. How was your weekend? What you doing? Where you was at weekend and your work? Because I see you doing a lot of work and giving them a lot of problem in Parliament, you know. But you think them with a tremble. Yes, man.
Yeah. Well, actually, this weekend was no different from the other weekends, just hectic. On Friday, we were with Lucia Madden and the Home Shelter Jamaica team that they volunteered. They donated 10 homes to us in South St. James, 10 modular homes, that's container homes. So we were with them, with the Jamaica Observer, a lot of other media entities, CBM TV, and we were touring some of those homes as we delivered them to the families in South St. James who got them. And after that took us the whole day. On Saturday, I had 2 funerals and a community meeting. On Sunday, I had 3 funerals and a community meeting in Cottage Road in Kensington, where JMMB has adopted that community. And I don't want to talk too much about that because they're doing big things for them with respect to shelter in that community. And then I left St. James to St. Anne's Bay, where I was one of the guest speakers at Wayne Tate's St. Anne's Bay Divisional Conference. So I didn't get into Kingston until pretty late Sunday night, which is usually the case. And then Monday, it was just, from officers meeting to executive for the PNP late into the night. Tuesday was Parliament, as you would have seen. Yesterday was Parliament. And this morning, I'm already on my way to South St. James, where I'm meeting with one of our principals at one of our high schools. And then after which we're having office day in the Maroontown division with myself and Councillor Anthony Swaby. And then tomorrow, I'm flying out. I'm going to Connecticut, where I've been invited by a charity group called Impact. They are hosting a gala, fundraising gala, and I'm the keynote speaker to speak about Hurricane Melissa and what's going on in Jamaica. And then I return to Jamaica early next week for Parliament. So it's really just a hamster wheel that I've been on, just running, trying to get the work done.
Not very nice, man. People glad to see it. Everybody like and say, "Oh, the Queen of the South, the Queen of the South." Because I can introduce you to one of my brother, I'm an artist, brother, Can you remember seeing the music?
Okay, yeah. Your real blood brother or your friend? I don't know. I'm not hearing you anymore. Oh, that's your brother. Hi, morning. How are you?
This is one of the veteran artists. He's a veteran.
What's his name? I didn't hear. What is his name?
This Michael Buckley. He's one of the veterans from the 80s. So we are him.
Oh, pick up yourself.
Yeah, man. You see him?
Big up Michael. Big up, respect. Thank you for your contribution to the music and to the culture.
Yeah, man. That's Nikisha Birchall, but give them the problem in a House of Parliament. She will talk to the foot and the whole of the man. She don't have She's the Queen of the South. So she You hear the same MP with them trying to this and talk about the bottom breast. And but she always was this out some man out of order. Me I talk about a big me styling, me name Boma Davis. That nasty me with the face with my dad. And you know this one like that. So I feel this day. You understand, brother? Yes. So I have to make the interview with her because she's the queen of the South in St. James. Right? Yes, sister.
Wayne, I want to pick you up though, and not just you, but all the other Jamaicans who use social media positively to develop their country and to help Jamaica grow. I want to encourage responsible commentary. I want to encourage responsible and fair and truthful commentary, because the truth, sometimes I hear some things about myself. I have to ask myself if it's true or not, you know. And you mentioned things about body and stuff. I am happy that Jamaicans are discerning, that we are mature enough to be able to sift through the noise and to recognize fake when we see it. I hope that with what is going on in social media now, people can realize that there are persons amongst us who are using social media irresponsibly. They are using it and they're tainting people's reputations. They are attacking people, their lives. And that is not a responsible way to use social media. Technology is a gift, but if we abuse it, we will not be doing ourselves and our nation any favors. I am good for a fight. I am up for any fight, any day, anywhere, but it needs to be a fair fight, you know? It needs to be a fight of wit. It needs to be a fight of words. It needs to be a fight of ideas. I'm not into the personality fights. And stuff like that. But I hope Jamaica is taking note of those who are using unethical means of communicating, and you can see that it is coordinated. When you have the truth on your side, you don't need to coordinate, nothing at all. The truth always rises to the top. And so I want to commend you and those like you who are using social media responsibly and to do good.
Yes. You know, I personally debunk a lot of things, you know, because I noticed, and I talk straight to one show. And I'm glad you're in the house because you represent, you can talk straight to them and you talk to them. The other day, I run over here and said, me for charge for treason. Cat bird. You know, because she's not an athlete, foot. Because you want to come do that. Now, me have to just push her back and tell her, say, well, are them for charge for treason what them doing in the 70s? Our party. You have some of the old man them for charge for treason. Because them sell the country with CIA. Not my word, it's there.
Yeah.
We live through the 70s. We are come from the 60s, you know. So, you know, that's because the old man about it. But we are come from the 60s. So we live through the 70s when we have a black road and we look them want to take over and them work with CIA and them burn down evening time and then put us up alive. It come out the CIA. So these are what them do all the time. But them use a PR style to attack the PMP and it's not going to allow again. Not done. We have big platform. We have over 200,000 subscribers. This name huge platform. So when them come now, we are debunk them lies. We see them do it again. That is the one in the Senate. He attack Norman Manley. And say Norman Manley.
There is a campaign.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I may have lost you for a second. But there is a campaign against good and evil in this country. There is a campaign being waged by those.
Yes. Yeah, you know, yes, you see, blind spot. So be blood men, when you see the truth,
they are uncomfortable.
Yes. Yes.
Am I back now?
Yeah, yes, I'm hearing you.
Can you hear me? Right. There is a war being waged in Jamaica against good and evil, because the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, spiritual wickedness in high places. And I'm very aware that we are wrestling against principalities and powers. And there is this war between good and evil. Of course, good is going to conquer evil every day. There is this war against persons who speak truth and give power to truth. People won't like that. The devil won't like that. So they're going to try everything to try and cover the truth. But truth is like yeast. It's going to rise. It's going to rise. And persons who find comfort in darkness will not be comfortable with the truth. And, you know, imagine like a priest sprinkling holy water in an exorcism. That's how they squeal when the truth comes. And I am prepared for it. I was groomed for it. I was groomed for truth speaking, and so I know that when you speak truth, the devil is not going to be happy. So I'm prepared for everything that they throw at me.
I see Andrew. You know, Andrew that came out with the reverse psychology.
No. Hold on. Let me tell you something. One of the things I'm going to listen. Me I put in, me look light up this, ladies and gentlemen, because I clean the ceiling fan. So I say I put in it before me go no further. One next thing tomorrow I help out my mother with is something she have a deal with. Yes, but you hear what she said about good and evil? Don't take it lightly. I've been telling y'all, we are wrestling with some serious level of wickedness in the country. I'm glad because our father pastor, you know? Right? So she prepared spiritually for them. And she need to be. And all the other rest of members them. Simone, how you doing? Me know, man. Me know say just not too long forward, but it's good to see you, my darling. Like and share up the life for me there, please. Share with some people, alright? Big up Nikisha Berchel, man. Me love her spirit. Me love what she has to say. And she has taught the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just about PMP and JLP. It's about good versus evil. And there's a lot of people that has leaned towards the side of evil. They have sold their soul to Baal and all other gods, but, not seeking the Creator himself that created all of us. It's very, very sad, but it's the reality. Let's continue.
Go high and they take out of it all the nasty thing about people. But I see them definitely try to attack you. Remember, we're not going to allow it. I mean, the wilderness not allow it. The Titans not going to allow it.
Thank you so much for the support and love.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the support and love.
We're not going to allow these things. You understand? Because what we do now, the truth comes straight and I go all over the place. So when Andrew said, and sit down and watch them doing this, remember me, I'm going to give him 100-fold. This, over 200,000 subscribers, bigger than any, constituency, the amount of subscribers we have. So we're going to use it and sleep back on them, and we're going to show them the truth, and we're going to dissect, and we are fact check them. For all of them. Too much. Too much.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Truth and justice is what we say, right?
All right, my sister. Just continue on your way. I mean, I'm going to hold you longer. But me just show Nikisha Berchel, the queen of the south, the up and running, and believe me, don't follow rumors. And then remember everything on fingertip now, So when I get I mean, I have to even argue. You can you see the truth when them come with garbage. Everything on fingertip now, So when I get I can look at this funds in no time. I will not even argue. You can you see the truth when them come with garbage. Robot garbage. They can
we have to be aware of oppositional strikes and how they use the unethical means of distorting facts and pushing misinformation and disinformation. I don't have much time. I have to leave. I have to go put on my makeup now because I have to do it on the go because I have my next meeting coming up. God bless you. Nice to meet you and big up to your brother. I hope I get to hear his music soon.
All right, sister lady. Yeah.
Take care. One love.
Yeah, man. One Mr. Lonesome with the exclusive, And I want Queen of the South, Big up everybody in that chat. Mary Lizzie, big up yourself. Mary Lizzie, your comment is it fills my heart. Thank you so much that you appreciate the hard work I'm putting in because I'm telling you, it's not easy. I just hope that others are as appreciative as you and they will be liking and sharing the videos that I post that you guys clearly miss because you don't catch the live and it's in sections. So you don't have to watch the entire live. You can just watch that part where is the key part. You know them way there? Yeah, man. So big up on yourself. Let me call back Splash Digi. Panda reaction. I can obviously want something to say. Panda reaction. One Splash Digi, Hold on there. Turn off this.
Yeah, brother Bolo.
Yes, sir.
Me just call about to say two quick thing.
Yes, man. You're welcome to man.
Probably we really need to get back Miss Miranda Williams on the on the scene. Yeah,
You know,
because she's one of them who
I have looked at her social media. She's currently in Africa on a what that's a humanitarian type of tour with children, you know.
oh God,
Yeah, man. So
I
she
look at that.
currently in Africa right now. I went and looked.
Because
I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to go to our page and show you guys what's going on with Miss Miranda
he
Wellington.
was one of them who the people living a parity should have sent a big apology out to, instead of them a ball today. And today, the next thing is that I want to big up Conrad O'Brien. Because
Yes.
today, the labor right ball on him program.
They say liberate then call in for the program today. Oh yes. When I hear about it, I'm gonna
The
listen to
people
Andre
them ball
midday
today.
connection and I say, yo, the lady gone, the people ain't gone for the Canada Bayern program. Yeah man, yeah man. Somebody said me need for the on the Titans. A simple thing that man. A simple thing that man. I just the time, you know. I just the time when it
Yeah,
might go
man.
on.
Man come and how much thing them ball for. And then these are the same people who Miranda in our campaign was specifically vouching for at one point. That was one of our division. She and Fly Green. You understand?
Yes,
And the
yes.
people don't look for Miranda and look for action, but no. Them are ball. I say, Andrew, I'm going to take away everything and Fly Green. Them nobody can get Fly Green on them phone. But I want to just big up Miss Miranda Williams.
Yeah man.
Because she was the voice out there for them and them silent voice.
Yes, yes. But you know, like I said, I'm going to go on her social media right now and show you guys because she's the same person, you know. She is the same person. I kid you not. The lady is who she is. Where you see, Pony campaign, she's the same person. She's the same sweet, loving soul that you saw. She not changed none at all. She's humble. She's a real socialist, a real comrade. Very, very humble. And I tell you, very, very humble. I respect her so much. So much.
And then we just highlight that she in Africa, the woman.
Yeah, man, I show you people them what go on and now. So we are gonna end this. People, yeah, man, I end the reaction here. May I end the reaction here. You see me? I call me a record, you know. So you can go back and show you what go on.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
man. Big up, like it. Alright, my people, like, share, and subscribe. Big up Nikisha Burchell. Good to see her. She's doing big things. As you can hear, she's going overseas and to be a keynote speaker and what happened with Hurricane Melissa. Thank God for that. Because some of the facade and craziness and lies that we have been seeing promulgated in the media space, even on international media, regarding what actually is going on with the people post Hurricane Melissa is just wild. It's crazy. So I'm so thankful that she's gonna be in that space, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and share this video. Thank you. Alright, big up on yourself. Alright, let's go. Let me go to Miranda Wellington. Let me show you what I'm going with Miranda Wellington, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Show you what I'm going with her. Since post Hurricane Melissa to me, I'll show you what I'm going with her. Alright. So, TikTok. Rotted. Hold on, let me see how long that video is. Probably I've got to do this first, Backside. Mighty God, man, I gotta talk. Whoa. Let me see Miranda. Me send one message. I put one message in her something and say, boy, mommy, we miss you now, we love you, I want you back, Yeah, man, we want you back, man. We need a voice in our space. I tell her. I don't know if she see it, but I say it in our comment section on our video. Believe me. No look at Joe. So the first video would be this video. Yeah, man, that video there. That would be first video. But before me do Miranda, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see what the pastor say. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo VNR, and we are here in this space once again. And I want to say, encourage you guys to subscribe if you haven't already. Become a member of the platform. Those options are available. Super chat is available, and all of that wonderful stuff. All right? Yes, man. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me everywhere. TikTok everywhere. Let's listen to what Pastor has to say, man. I believe this video right here was today. This was the latest video, and of course, you know, we have to get the word. The word is very important. NHF data breach. Hey, do you know your God gives purpose? Okay, we definitely doing all of these. Yeah, we doing all of these.
You interface with these people, and so this person is a medical doctor, but they know that that was really not the calling on their lives, and they are really at a wit's end because they are not being fulfilled. They are just there. Yeah, they're working, but they know that that's not where the Lord called them. But you question them and they say, oh, you know, my mother or so on was the one who said I should go, and so on. You have someone who is in law, and they know you're talking with them, or they'll come seek you out and say, listen, yes, I'm in law and I'm this and but I know this is not my calling, and so on. You have persons in foreign affairs, and the list goes on. Different areas. What is crucial, and especially as the screws are being tightened, and more, the one world order, one world religion, or there are those who like to say the new world order is taking shape and is manifesting slowly. You must know your God-given purpose. Why were you created? It is very important, because that's where the tire touches the road ultimately. It's not about finding a job or a vocation. No. It begins first and foremost with, who are you? Why did God make you?
Yes.
What is your purpose? That's where it begins.
Hey, I can tell you personally, I've been asking that question. I've been coming to the point where I'm like, yo, whatever it is that God wants me to do in this space, that's what I want to find. You understand? I want to know what that is, because you know God have a mission for every single one of us and a purpose here on earth. Yep, definitely. Let's move to the next video.
Or they'll come seek you out. And NHF data breach. The National Health Fund is currently investigating a major cybersecurity incident after a hacker group named Peer targeted its database.
Wow.
The group claims to have access 2.9 to 3 terabytes of data, which includes sensitive client medical records. You hear that? Did you hear what I just said a while ago? You know what terabyte looks like? Do you know how much information that is? Terabyte. Not just 1 terabyte. 2.9 to 3 terabytes of data, which includes sensitive client medical records. A terabyte is roughly 1 trillion bytes, or exactly 1024 gigabytes of data.
What can go so?
Now, when you steal the people sensitive classified information, how are you going to get it back? How are you going? And even if you were to quote unquote get it back, the damage that is done, even if the persons who have lost their data or the data was compromised, and you're going to charge $1 trillion. I'm just saying that you're going to sue for $1 trillion. That cannot bring back your record, your sensitive classified record, which will now be traded in all different ways, can be used against you. Huh? And yet we are running and digitizing all records and talking about digital society when, interestingly,
I knew the pastor was going to go here, you know, because I said the same thing. You guys want to digitalize everything and not have original records? You got to be joking or smoking. And you got people breaching the data with almost 3 trillion, like 3 terabytes of people's information, their health. You know how much money that is worth on the black market? I don't. I'm sure it worth a lot. I am sure it is worth a whole lot, ladies and gentlemen. Those types of information. Unbelievable.
I have said it time and time again. Nothing that goes online is safe. And I know there are people who are going to be angry. But I must speak the truth. It is a figment of your imagination to talk about data protection. Once it goes online, you can't protect it. It is only a matter of time before a breach takes place. It's as simple as that. And where technology has gone and is going, there is no firewall that you can put up that can prevent someone from hacking. And the someone these days is really not a person, because AI. Right now, our research is showing us, and I'm closing now, and I'm going to hand over to the team. A research now, which was done recently, is showing us that the users, and I put that in inverted commas, the large majority of users of the internet now are not persons.
AI. Wow.
It's AI.
That's wild.
AI agents. They are now dominating. So when you see a lot of chatter and so on the net, no.
Yes.
The research, recent research is showing that AI agents, and of course you know AI is not real, artificial, that they outnumber human beings online. That's where we are at and going. And so you will see things happening online and you think that it's a person. It's not. And through AI, easily these firewalls, no matter how encrypted and complicated stuff are, they can be unraveled. Think about it. Think about it. Food for thought. There's more I could. One way or the other, there will be major shifts in Jamaica, politically and otherwise. Because one of the reasons the Lord is allowing and will allow the United States to use the big stick approach on Jamaica is that Jamaica has failed to acknowledge God. And then so corrupt Jamaica has become that the leaders are now overruling and overriding the very systems that were put in place to maintain law and order. So you think of the courts, you think of the justice system,
people hear that?
You think of the checks and balances in terms of the Constitution. So since we have leaders who are not paying attention or respecting the very same systems that they are forcing the people to obey and to observe when they themselves are not.
Wow.
So corrupt means
wow.
God is going to use a big stick from the outside.
Jamaica.
And whip us.
Jamaica, I want to hear the reason why there's going to be external forces intervening. I want to go and see some politicians and some big people. I walk with handcuffs. Police gonna lock them up. Outside entities. Alright? Can't say, we never tell them, you know, by or before 2027, there will be a new leader. Thus saith the Lord, a righteous leader of this country. Alright? One that is aligned with God's purpose. Because them I wanna now listen. And no matter how them pray, all the liberate them will come in our comment section. No matter how you pray, there is nothing you can do about it. You hear what I said? Zero, zilch. Let's continue.
Into order. thereby making sweeping changes. So take, for example, the election. Gone are the days when you could say, well, we have a fair election. Look at what happened in the last election. So you can't rely on a general election to really effect a regime change.
Oh, no, hear that?
So God is going to use an external force so to do.
Yes.
It is through grace and mercy that he will use USA and not China. Because if it were China, it would have been worse.
My God. Oh my God. So God still have been merciful with us by using the USA to infiltrate us and as the external force. Because if I did China, I don't know it go. Can you imagine Jamaica becoming a Chinese colony? Hey, yalala. Whoa, whoa. All freedom's gone. Remember good. I want to know say dragon not deal with God, you know. Dragon deal with something else. And money them worship. Remember that. Let's continue.
So I hear some people are talking and they don't have a clue as to what is happening. It would be better that the big stick be USA than China. If it were China being the big stick,
yes,
it would be much worse for this nation of Jamaica.
Wow.
We will see a number of the actions that are going to be taken through the big stick. Visa revocation, for example. Right? Leaders being pressured to step down. And it's not to say they will have any option. They will just literally shut them down. We will.
Why Jamaica, me not tell a lie. I just knew about this young lady. It's so sad. What a pretty girl. What a pretty girl. Mighty God. Let's continue.
Also see the scarcity of commodity. Since much of the help that we would have got from the US, we would no longer be getting it until we fall in line. We will also see a deterioration of relationships between Jamaica and our Caribbean neighbors, primarily because of the stance that we are going to take relative to the USA. We also have to watch the move against Cuba after the World Cup. Watch that. So we have to pray, because there are plans to take Cuba. And when we say take Cuba, meaning effect a regime change there as well. And that will also have other ripple effects across the Caribbean. We have to brace ourselves, read the climate situation in terms of drought, in terms of sudden storms, in terms of earthquake, because that is still in the offing, and also mysterious diseases. That will also have impact on the socio-economic stability of the island in terms of civil unrest, labor unrest, and such the like. So in a nutshell, that is what is up ahead. Now remember, now we know in part and we prophesy in part. So what I have shared with you certainly could not represent the total picture, but it is just to help us to understand that now that we have hit the month of June and we are going further into the year, things are going to get bumpy.
Bumpy.
Right? Up and down. Turbulence. Tumult. And we must brace ourselves for it.
Wow.
The only thing that can change things for the better in Jamaica is if we repent.
If we repent.
If we don't repent, things will get worse, are going to get worse. And there eventually will be a regime change. So that by or before 2027, a new Jamaica will emerge, where the island of Jamaica will be led by a righteous prime minister. So in a nutshell, I have spent the time just to paint the picture for you. You understand how chaotic things are going to become if Jamaica does not bow before the Lord And it is not just going to be an internal situation, but also externally as well. A word to the wise is sufficient.
Russian warship and nuclear submarine arrive in Cuba amid rising global tension. Russian warship and nuclear submarine arrive in Cuba amid rising global tension. Why is it not doing it, man? Jamaica, let me add this to it, because obviously the news is too much. I can't get no ease up. But there are some more go help my mother do something, but right now I have to look up this. Because I just looking at one group a while ago and see this, and it really I go in line with what the pastor talk about right now, with a bumpy ride moving forward to Jamaica. Nuclear submarine with the warship. Mighty God. I saw the man did serious about Cuba. I saw Russia did serious about Cuba. Oh my God. Hold on, I'm going to read the article here, man. Arrive in Cuba. It's too serious, brother. Amid rising global tension. Let me see what I go on here, so. See what I go on here, so. June 13th. That's 2024. That's on a. I wonder if I want an old article this. But it couldn't be an old article. June 11th, this say. I just true, I can't find a website. Radio Jamaica. Television. Russian warship. Hold on. Oxide. Radio Jamaica. Oh, you know what there? Depend them oh, see it observer. No, that a old this is an old one too. Can't be. This look like an old one, man. It's not an old one though. Why I keep saying that? Alright. So I'm gonna go to Instagram. I'm gonna go to Instagram. Just pause this. For the interest of time. I'm gonna go to Instagram. Radio Jamaica. Radio Jamaica. Alright. So this is Radio Jamaica. Alright. Where is this article? Where is it? About a Russian warship. Them don't have it here. Really, bro? 22 days World Cup. Well, today is the 13th, and this particular picture is saying June 11th. No, today is the 11th, and the picture is saying June 11th. But I'm not seeing any recent pictures here in regards to a Russian warship. Let me look at Radio Jamaica. Up on TVJ. Alright. Petrojam announces changes. BOJ inflation. NHF says system secure after reported data breach. Indicom. This is the young lady. Parliament extends 7 Zozos. Indicom, nobody want cameras used. Mighty God, where is this article? Alright. I know what I'm gonna do. In the meantime, let us look at Miranda Wellington. page. All right.
So much. It has taught me some very powerful truths, and that is that you can inspire community. You can show love despite your political persuasion, because I got love from everybody, Labour and PNP. But more importantly, I have learned that you do not have to be a politician to make change. The true power that you have rests not in a seat or a title. The power is in you, the people. And you gave me that knowledge. It is more clear than ever to me that this is not the end of our journey. This is the beginning of something even greater. Together we will keep building. We will keep inspiring, because if we press forward together, the future demands that the reality that we want, we can achieve it. I am Miranda Wellington, your daughter, your comrade, your partner in this mission. I will remain by your side, walking with you, fighting for you, believing in you every step of the way. Thank you, Southwest St. Elizabeth, for providing and proving that when we come together, we can achieve anything. This election loss does not mean a victory denied. It just means that our victory is delayed. Southwest, I am yours and you are mine. Thank you for believing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your many, many prayers. Thank you for your many, many votes, 8,500. And thank you for every ounce of love. See you soon. Taught me so much.
So that Miranda Wellington, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go in it, because I'm now find that article. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like and share the video. On the year where Pastor Jeffrey Shuttleworth had to say, I don't find the article. Maybe I'll find it later, but yes, unfortunately, people do mimic these articles and put dates on them and make it look authentic. I'm not saying that that's what actually took place. However, I'm saying I don't find the article. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you. All right, somebody said it's on Facebook. Well, yeah, it's on Facebook. I mean, so guys, I want to look into Miranda Wellington here. Oh my God, I turned off my camera. Lord have mercy. I want to have a look into Miranda Wellington, since the election.
Taught me so much. It has taught me some very powerful truths, and that is that you can inspire community. You can show love despite your political persuasion, because I got love from everybody, right. Labour and PNP. But more importantly, I have learned that you do not have to be a politician to make change.
Right.
The true power that you have rests not in a seat or a title. The power is in you, the people.
Yes.
And you gave me that knowledge. It is more clear than ever to me that this is not the end of our journey.
Yes.
This is the beginning of something even greater.
Right.
Together we will keep building. We will keep inspiring, because if we press forward together, the future demands that the reality that we want, we can achieve it. I am Miranda Wellington, your daughter, your comrade, your partner in this mission. I will remain by your side, walking with you, fighting for you, believing in you every step of the way. Thank you, Southwest St. Elizabeth, for providing and proving that when we come together, we can achieve anything. This election loss does not mean a victory denied. It just means that our victory is delayed. Southwest, yes. I am yours and you are mine. Thank you for believing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your many, many prayers. Thank you for your many, many votes, 8,500. And thank you for every ounce of love. See you soon.
Big up yourself, Mama.
So
we
much.
love you. So this is her having fun, being herself. You know what I mean? 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 Yeah.
Good morning, Jamaica.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, world.
Yes.
it's with a heavy heart that I come on here, trying to explain, trying to share what has happened in southwestern St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland. What has happened to the southern side of this island due to the passage of Melissa. Long and short, total destruction. When you look at every major coastline, beach area, completely destroyed. On the southern belt of the island, where like Flaggerman, Seaview, Southfield, mostly water damage, road infrastructure heavily affected, roofs gone. But when you touch the coastline, Treasure Beach, Great Bay, Billy's Bay, Calabash Bay, Parati, Black River is ground zero, total annihilation. You don't know the difference between the sea and the road. Crane Road, the sand is this tall. Water, still impassable. If you don't have a pickup, if you don't have a SUV, a truck. And then when you get into Black River, it's a one-way traffic over the bridge because the bridge is compromised. So you don't want to take the chance of losing the only connection between the south and the west. It took me 3 hours to get to Black River yesterday. The pickup that I was traveling in, the water got to the headlights. And there was no way for us to do anything except just patiently wait when the traffic heads into the town. When you get to the town, you find that trucks are loaded with people from neighboring communities, picking up the spoils of the remnants of what has taken place in the town. When you look, you see people with loads and loads of tin items from stores and supermarkets that have been destroyed, just coming over, waiting to hitch a ride on the truck. Truck is charging them $3,000 to go back to their communities with the spoils of the hurricane. I'm saying to you, Jamaica, if there is any time when your heart and your mind should be on the poorest and the neediest in this country, it is now. The people are in a desperate situation. Homes have been destroyed, lives have been shattered. People who have lived their entire life on the coastline, they're watching their homes. When you're looking at business places, those are the heartbeats of our community. Those have been totally annihilated. When I look at Black River, our parish capital, there is no Black River. It's mandled. It's like somebody put it in a blender and blend it up. My friends, my family, my sister, there's so many people who I know, who I'm close to, who have lost their roofs, their homes, total destruction. I don't know where to start. I'm confused. I could not sleep last night. I got home about after 10 because we ended up having to drive through Lacovia to get home because the traffic over the bridge could not be made. I don't know where to start, but I can tell you, we need a plan. We need a plan. We need a plan of how to rescue, how to recover people who are still missing. We need a plan as how we're going to clear the major roads because we have to figure out how to do this thing in an orderly fashion, because what will happen is that after a while, the people who are not so well thinking would start going to these homes, start breaking into homes that have been abandoned because the roofs are gone, but the people have nowhere to take their things. So at least I'm praying for the humanity in our people to still look out for the people who are less vulnerable. Do not break into people's homes. If you're taking food, take food from the shops and the things that are open, but don't go into people's homes. Newtown in particular, do not go into the people's homes that have been destroyed. Treasure Beach, Great Bay, I'm begging. Looters, if you want to loot for food, but do not loot for people's things. I am here. I am still saddened that we just went through burial and we are facing Melissa again, and the people have still not recovered. Treasure Beach was hit significantly again, and now Black River, but also the neighboring communities, Vineyard, Slipe, Parati, Hilltop, Pondside, Barbary Hall, Greenfield, all of those communities heavily hit, heavy hit. Water damage significant. Bethany, you have to be using a boat to get to some parts in Bethany. This is just a quick update. But what I'm saying to you, I need Jamaica to rally around all our communities. There are some of you who are going along your business and maybe don't realize that half of us in this country are without electricity, are without connectivity. I'm begging you to say a prayer for us and keep us in your thoughts. Put aside something to help St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James. We are badly hit down here. And we're asking for Jamaica to rally around us. I'll keep you updated as soon as I get to some of the communities. I need a truck, a pickup, something that is far bigger than what I have to get into some of the areas to see the people who are suffering. And I think after a few days, there's going to be need for water. Water is life. And anywhere you can save an extra case of water and send it to us, we're going to try and set up some areas where we can, at least people can get some water. Because it's going to happen soon, where the communities are going to run out of water and food. You see the messages and you see the destruction. Continue to pray for us and continue to support us. Thank you. Good morning, Jamaica.
Why may I tell you, youth, we need to take a look back on these things here, man. Look on it, disaster. Jamaica could it? You got that, man? I wrote that, you know? Could it? St. Elizabeth. Mighty God. Crazy. Crazy. Journey of Miranda Wellington, you know? Post September 3rd and then Hurricane Melissa. Mark Bolo in a nice space. You understand? No, him stay already, you know. Him active, you know. Mark Bolo fully active. And look what she shot. Me say, come like one look at Pitney. Me love her, see? Look at Shorty. And them people they always have fire in them, you know. They can't cool, you know. Real warrior. Real warrior, boy. Miranda, real warrior. Miss Miranda Wellington. Real warrior, boy. How that? Police. Commissioner. Yeah, I just show she has shown the scenes just not talking part. I don't want the music I don't want to go do no extra work. So I know say music, so I cut it out. You understand? Be a son that, you know? Can't so much cleaning they have to do this. So fire station that, you know? Wow. Crazy. Crazy.
Every day is to choose which community to go to based on the dire situation that is in Southwest. But on this day, we decided the hardest thing to do every day is to choose which community to go to based on the dire situation that is in Southwest. But on this day, we decided to go into Brompton to give the councillor, O'Neill Buchanan, some strength. I know that the concerns are great, from Forest Mountain to Cotterwood to Hodges Land, Five Spence, so many communities ravaged by Hurricane Beryl. But just wanted the people to know that we are here for you, no matter what, no matter how difficult, no matter how challenging. And we're there every day, trying our best to do what we can do And so we're just praying for strength and guidance and continued support. God bless you.
Bless you too, Mama. I'm here to tell my people. We don't forget these things, you know. It was a call to action for each and every one of us, but it's like some people forget. Some people forget, you know. Look at that. That's what is required. You see that togetherness there? Helping each other. That's what is required. That is what is required, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to do it moving forward. We can't just do it now and then stop. Feel me, David? Yeah. Can't just do it now and stop. One Miranda Wellington, man, and never two. Love and respect every time. More music, more sounds. Imagine those without roof in this rain. Imagine that. And imagine that those people without roof is still without roof. In this rain that's happening now and the hurricane season start. Mighty God. Jamaica, it rough enough. Hey, it rough enough. Hey, me I tell you, say that government are wicked no blows and scare. I truly didn't even know. When me think about it, yeah, man. Hey, sometimes me see why.
We were visited by the Chinese community in Southwest St. Elizabeth. And now more than ever, we need all hands on deck. And so we are so grateful to have them come down and visit some of the worst hit communities in our constituency, such as Cotterwood, Spring Park, Jungle, Logwood. And so we met with the community members. We had discussions about how their lives have changed significantly since the passing of Melissa. But more importantly, we made them know that they're not alone. And so as our rebuilding efforts continue, as we bring hope to everybody, each and every one, we're grateful for any support, all the support that we can get.
Big up yourself,
On this
Mama. She's here having fun, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Being her vibe herself. She married, man. And Mrs. Miranda Wellington. Ring palm finger and I see she show off. What do you mean? Go there, girl. I want to go on there, sir. Growth and mindset. So see our journey here start now internationally. Right? Yeah, man. So she overseas and involved, yeah. As you guys can see, there it is. Yeah, man. She at it, ladies and gentlemen. She at it. You understand? Leadership Masterclass, December 11, 2025. Alright? And here she is, overseas again, still at work, doing her thing. I went and checked up on her. I'm like, man, I haven't seen Miranda in a minute. No, I haven't seen any social media posts, nothing. Like, man, where is she? So this is what she been doing, yo. This is after this you're gonna see this the 2026 post. 2026 post, right? Right, there she is doing her thing.
Let them try.
There she is doing her thing. Short but standing tall, you heard? Having fun as usual. Networking. Big up Miranda, man. Alright, traveling again. I think this is LA, if I'm not mistaken. You know? Yes.
Not ready to be any.
Or Florida. Maybe that's Florida. I think that's Florida. Yeah, I believe that's Florida. Disney World. This is the time she on, you know? And then, here we go. Jamaica. Me love Jamaica. This is Jamaica Day. I know she's a teacher, so this was not going to be something that she wasn't going to be a part of. Unless she wasn't here in Jamaica. You know. This was Teacher Day, Jamaica Day.
No,
I can't buy me out. Jamaica love. Oh, Jamaica love. Self-improvement, of course. Self-improvement, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Miranda is doing a thing, man. That's a good exercise right there for anybody. Oh, that's tough. Oh my God, that is tough. I have to do that with speed and efficiency. Ooh, working on them legs. Go, girl. Hey. Let's go. Gotta stay in shape, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start vlogging and work out here. Fitness. And the juicing too, you know the juicing. See that? Kenya, ladies and gentlemen. Day 1. See that? Nairobi, Kenya. This is where she is now. She's in Africa. She's in Africa. Know what I mean? And you look at her shirt, what it says. She's doing humanitarian work. She's doing humanitarian work. You understand? One Miranda Wellington, ladies and gentlemen. A collision with purpose. Once I come with all it. I need a screenshot of that. Wait a minute. Hold up. You can't just do me like that. I need a screenshot of that, baby. Wait a minute. Screenshot. Oh, no. It didn't screenshot fast enough. I need a screenshot of that right now. Let me go back. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. There we go. I need a screenshot of that. What? I mean, first I get my full body picture. That a feed thumbnail. Big up yourself. So she in Nairobi, ladies and gentlemen. See what she's saying here.
Mission to Kenya. 18 hours long journey via Amsterdam.
She outside. So she on a mission, guys. Humanitarian mission. This is what she's been doing. You heard? She could be busy with the constituency. Can you imagine her with this type of purpose, working for the people of St. Elizabeth? Come on, St. Elizabeth. Come on now.
This is Hendrix Sam.
Come on now. Those could have been your kids. Look at that. Look at that. Deep in the heart of Africa. One Miranda Wellington, you heard? You know, me can't play the music. Yes. I don't know if it's any songs where. Yeah, me can't play the music. But you know, see what I go on my side. This is the Miranda checkup. I'm checking up on Miranda Wellington here. Because we love her so much. Yeah, man, I check up on her, man. No, look at you. She one of my favorite personalities, them in PMP. From the inception of everything we want to go on in the election period. I'm going to start listening to her. Yeah.
Well, I've been afraid.
See? Pure work, Jamaica. Pure work. Pure work. Collision with purpose. See? Pure work. She doing it. She doing it. She doing it. She's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's a PMP send her, she go up on her own, I don't know, but she on that type of time, right? Watch that. Hey, me say, what a woman nice, man. What a soul nice. Watch that. She enjoy herself and I enjoy Africa. Big up yourself, Miranda. Easy. Easy with the safari. Yes. post me with that song there. Watch there. Cheetah, everything. Hey, Miranda, you careful enough. We want you back home in a one piece. Watch a hippopotamus. Zebra, giraffe. No, man, shall live a life, man. I don't know what them there. I don't know what them there gazelle. Fully outside. Buffaloes, elephant. Nice. This is what she's on, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys appreciate this when I post it to endorse it. One Miranda Wellington, you know. See it there? This town. Jamaica in Kenya. Ever represent. You see that? That look like a helicopter pod. Now them are going to take a flight from this from the top of the building. Whoa. Whoa. So this was the election. That was some pin. Those are pinned, you know. Those are the elections. That was all that video. So that's what Miranda Wellington is doing, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to go over to our page. See it here on TikTok, Miranda Wellington at SW St. Beth, Southwest St. Elizabeth. Representing always, never stop. I want you guys to go over there and show her some love. All of the people, everybody from that side, St. Best, want to go over there and go do the right thing. Where's the eyes at the on the show? Well, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to jump off right now. Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Big up on yourself, my side. Look more here. I'm going to see what I want. Tune in for the Titans.